Okay, here I'm going to go over the homework renovation question. So renovating living room, you want to find the total cost of the rentals, of course. There's a room with all the dimensions, it's everything in feet. There's a door, and on the 12-foot wall, and another window on the 15-foot wall. The primer covers 350 square feet, and it costs this much, $22.95 a can. And it's assumed that primer, usually it's only one coat. Each gallon, a gallon is normally a can, like in the painting world, like a little can, like a bucket is considered a gallon. So a gallon of paint or a can of paint covers 350 square feet, and it costs $34 a can. You need to use 2 coats of paint. Flooring covers 743 a square meter and costs 129. So similar to the one you did in class, but here we go. To be honest, the telling you where the window is, or the door and the window, right, along which wall, it doesn't really affect our calculations if you think about it, right? Because it could be anywhere. We'll just subtract the area of that window and the door and from the total, and then we're good to go. So surface area, I guess it didn't tell us whether or not we're painting just the walls or the walls and the ceiling. So I will state the assumption that it's everything including ceiling, right? Assume walls and ceiling are painted. Because it's a homework question, that's okay, right? You just state your assumption and you go with it. And so it didn't say that we're not painting the ceiling, so we'll just assume that it is the case. So surface area, therefore, surface area of the room so far, how about we just go room, right? Surface area of room would be, we were just going to go, we have 12 times 15, right? So that would be the ceiling. And then we have 2 times length times height, and 2 times width times height. And there we have that. Okay, so let's calculate that. It's 180 plus, that is 240. And that's 300. So the surface area of the room, if we were to paint everything, would be, that's 540, right? Plus another 180. There we have 720 square feet. And so surface area that will be painted, that needs a coat of paint and primer, right? So we go 720 minus, there's the door, which is 3 times 6, and there's the window, which is 5 times 3. Nice and easy, everything in feet. So we have 720 minus 18 minus 15. All right, that's 720 minus 33. That's 687. 687 square feet to be painted. Okay. To be painted. So we've got that. That's important to us. So let's break this down, right? We've got primer, paint, and flooring essentially. So maybe break it down into categories like that. So for primer, only one coat, right? One coat is required. So we'll take the 687 square feet and we'll just divide it by 350. So we go 687 divided by 350. That gives you 1.962, right? 1.962 keeps going, which is approximately the 2 cans will be required. And for paint, we need 2 coats. So we'll go 2 times 687. That's 1374 square feet. Let's divide that by 350 as well to get the number of cans. That gives you 3.925, which is approximately 4 cans. Okay, so we've got primer, paint figured out. Now we're going to do the flooring. Now, the assumption here is, right, that a box of flooring will cover that much, and it will cost $129 per box, right? So it could be a roll, like vinyl sometimes comes in rolls. So let's figure that out. So I will kind of block this off there. Right? Have that chunked paint and primer is done. And so flooring, so it'll just be length times width, right? So it'll be area of the floor would be 12 times 15. And that's 180 square feet. We divide that by 7.43 square meters. Can't do that, so we need to do a little bit of work on the side here. So 7.43 square meters. We know that 1 foot, so I want it in square feet ultimately. 1 foot is 0.3048 meters, right? I need to square this whole thing so that I can cancel out the units. So it's 7.43 square meters. And then you got to be careful to use all decimals. So I'll just square that. So 1 square foot is the equivalent of 0.0929, and it keeps going, square meters. Okay, and then here you can cancel out. And it's basically this times 1 divided by that number. So I take 7.43 divided by, copy paste. So that is the equivalent of 79,975, and it keeps going, square feet. So a box covers that much of a square footage. So I will take this number, I'll take this over here and divide the total area by how much one box covers. And that'll give me the boxes, right? So I go 180 divided by, copy paste again. So that's 2.25 boxes. Hello. 1 second. All right, so sorry, I was interrupted. So that gives me 2.25 boxes. 2.25, it keeps going. So we'll say, hey, we need 3 boxes. Okay, so that's kind of all the work that went into figuring out the quantities for the flooring. Okay, so now I can figure out the cost here. Cost would be, let me see here, 2 cans times the primer cost $22.95 plus 4 cans times $34 plus 3 boxes times $129, and that'll give me my subtotal $22.95. That gives me $45.90 plus 4 times 34, which is 136, plus 3 times 129, that's 387. Let's come up with a subtotal, 568.90, right? And so the total after tax would be 568.90 times 1.12. That's 637.17 because it's 168 rounds to 17. So that would be the total cost after tax. Hopefully that helped.